Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Hope you guys are having a good start to the week. In today's video, I want to go over a past free login champion. I know we're all really hyped about Sung Wukong, and deservedly so. Sung Wukong is very insane. But this champion might be a little bit more versatile if you're still progressing through the game. I'm talking about Mr. Artak himself. So I know we did a lot of content on Artak, but personally I haven't done a specific kind of video on Artak in Hydra. So this is the video I'm going to do for Artak in Hydra specifically. I did put him in a bit of a specific build for Hydra because I wanted to test his potential a little bit. You guys can be the judge of how good or bad it was. We also see how he compares to one of the best damage dealers in Hydra for a slight comparison in terms of like damage testing. So if you guys don't know what Artak is, he was a login champion. You can pull him from shards and stuff, but he has an A1 AoE that extends duration of HP burns. He can also campaign farm too because his A1 actually hits AoE. His A2 activates the HP burns, again AoE, and it also places a 100% chance of placing decreased attack, which is really good against like the Head of Wrath, for example, in Hydra. And then his A3, he hits AoE all enemies 2 times, places the HP burn 100%. And then he has this interesting thing where it restores HP, max HP on himself and heals himself. And he has a passive that whenever a burn is activated, destroys his max HP, and it boosts his damage by a little bit for like crit damage and some survivability as well. It's a little bit interesting. I don't think it matters too much. Like he doesn't hit super hard, so like gearing him with like damage stat doesn't really make too much of a difference, but obviously giving him enough accuracy and speed to land his HP burns, activating it, extending it, all will contribute to his damage output. He has great stats overall, of course. So yeah, let's jump into the Hydra run that I'm talking about. We'll go over the champion builds right after the Hydra run, and yeah, I'll show you guys what kind of build I put him in. All right, so this is the team I got him in right now. This is for Brutal Hydra. I've used up my nightmare key, so I'm on Brutal this time, but this is generally what I run for Brutal. I run a Uko leader with Lydia and Shamail. They all kind of work together pretty well, where Lydia counterattacks and then Shamail cleanses the fear if the torment is out. So in this rotation, torment is out, so Shamail is pretty MVP here. It's an easy solution for torment. We have Bivold the Thorn for a provoker, very good provoke. He also gives AoE leech, which is huge for survivability, as well as a big shield. But his main role is to provoke. He has 2 sources of provoke, an A1 provoke and a guarantee provoke on his A2. He does place a self buff on himself, so he will get targeted by mischief, so I recommend building him with resistance. Check out my Bivold guide on my channel if you guys haven't seen him in action. He's an excellent underrated champion, was a past fusion and all that, but he's excellent. Definitely found his role in Hydra. Mishinaki, one of the top Hydra damage dealers, I think, of all damage dealers, so he's probably behind obviously Cadaver, Shenanigans, Acrizia. He's behind, and I think that's about it. I think he's really only behind Acrizia. He might be one of the top 2 damage dealers in the game for Hydra, so he's one of the best. He brings Hex, which is just damage for everyone, brings decreased defense, so he's an extra backup for Lydia, and then he brings the HP burn on the counterattacks. His A1 hits super hard, and he brings a buff strip as well that's also underlooked. He just brings the total package for his kit against Hydra. And then we have the star of the show, Artak. So Artak's role here is just to provide extra damage with his HP burn, his activations, as well as his AoEs, just contributing to more and more damage. You see that I spec'd him out in Reaper. Ideally, you probably want Brimstone, but I do have like multiple sources of Brimstone here already, so I didn't feel the need to put him in Brimstone to add a bit of damage. I mean, if you could, if you don't have that many sources of Brimstone. The other thing you could add him with is like Phantom Touch. Phantom Touch could give him a little bit extra damage. But yeah, I got him in Reaper. He's in a dungeon build, but the Reaper actually surprisingly was pretty decent. Let's go over the run right now, and we'll go over the first couple minutes, and then we'll blitz through to the end. So. Alright, so Lydia, AoE, decreased defense, and weaken. And then the Shamail starts going off here. You're trying to place the block buffs with Uko. Uko successfully lands on 3 out of 4 heads. So the decreased accuracy actually really helps too. Keeps the poisons off your team and all that. There's Bibble with the A2, guaranteed provoke. It goes through weak hits and poison cloud, which makes him really, really good. His provoke cannot be resisted. Cannot be it cannot be a weak hit. Sorry, it cannot be a weak hit. So there's Artak with a double hit HP burn. And there's Mishinaki with the Hex application to increase the damage further. Shamail's going off. Mishinaki's counterattack's going off. And the burns are all applied. So the burns will fail for affinity. So against force affinity for Artak, it might fail sometimes. You notice that the mischief targeted my Bivold, and he does have resistance to resist it. He failed the A1 provoke there. Alright, Brimstone's popping up, and here comes Artak with the A2 slam. Look at that damage popping off. Actually, it's decent amount of burst damage. It was definitely more burst damage than I thought. So it's decent burst damage when you need to like free a champion or something. Mishinaki with the AoE decreased defense. I mean, Mishinaki's just a god for Hydra, so any team you put him in with enough supports, he's gonna be just insane. Okay, let's see Lydia. Lydia has a really nice block buff here with the A3. Can really just put it on when Uko can't land the block buffs, for example, on a brand new spawn head. Uko can't place the block buffs. So Bivol, it's already provoked, so Bivol could heal up. Bivol's gonna save the heal here. So here comes the A1 extension. That has a chance to extend the duration of the HP burn. So only 1 HP burn here. 3-turn HP burn on the Head of Decay right now. So once Artak uses it, okay, so no extension there, so still only 3 turns. But a 3-turn is actually pretty solid already, so that's what we're looking for from Artak. So I noticed that with Artak, if you use the HP burn and activate it too frequently, like you're not going to be able to keep the HP burns up. So having the A1s sneaking in between those activations gives it a chance to extend, and then it actually goes a long way in terms of keeping the HP burns up on all the heads. So you see our damage per turn here is actually pretty good, about 0.75 per turn. There's Artak going off with the A3 again. Fails to hit on the Wrath there. Alright. And then we were ready for the Wrath. We got the big shield up. So that's kind of the way you kind of deal with Wrath. You got to make sure you're ready for him. As ready as you can be with either defense up, strengthen, or shield. Just so you can soak up the big hit without suffering any casualties. It's funny, for this Brutal team, I'm running a Reviver, but for my Nightmare team, I don't run any Revivers. Just try to squeeze in the highest damage comp I can for Nightmare. I was kind of surprised how well this comp did, but we kind of got the gist of it here. Well, you see the Reaper there. The Reaper actually pulling off some pretty good damage, almost killing the head here. And then the activation, and boom, pretty good. Artak actually pulls pretty good here. So anyways, we got kind of the gist here. Artak is actually built yeah, he's built, like I said, in a specific build for Hydra right now. I haven't built in a retaliation set, so he does have extra chance to counterattack with his A1s to try to extend the HP burns. So I feel like that's probably a little bit of a boost for him in overall damage. But we'll check it out at the end of the run, and we'll go over some of the kit. So be right back. All right. So it starts getting hairy right now. It's like 250 turn count. My Artak actually got eaten at around 210, and the only reason he got eaten was because the defensive head, the tanky head, the head of suffering, had the poison cloud on him, and there's no way for me to free him at that point. So otherwise, we probably would have. Otherwise, we did free everybody else, like after Artak actually got eaten. So the total runs on this was like 270 turns, I think, or close to it. Yeah, 262 turns. So that's pretty significant. I mean, it's a pretty long run. Thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. But you can see Artak here, 26 million coming in, and Mishinaki coming in at about 40 million. Keep in mind that Mishinaki stayed alive for an extra 40 Hydra head turns. You can see that Artak's total damage, he's doubling up on the Brimstone guys. So Uko, Bivol, both of them have Brimstone. They don't deal particularly a lot of damage by themselves. Uko does have War Master, Bivol has War Master as well. But Uko does benefit from having an AoE A1 and being the turn meter boosted champion by Shamail. Shamail coming in here with only 16 million, kind of low, if I were to be honest, a little bit low for Shamail. I think this one was actually the lower crit damage one that I put in. I believe he's in Reflex, but we'll just have to double check there. Lydia, again, not bringing a lot of damage. She's going to be similar to the Brimstone guys, so most of her damage is from War Master and Brimstone. Mishinaki obviously carrying the damage, and Artak doing his heavy lifting as well. So pretty good showing there. Let's jump into the champion build. So you see 120 million. This is on Brutal. I wasn't able to do Nightmare because my Nightmare queue is already used up. And obviously a 1 key for Brutal is only 30 million. But for Hydra Clash and stuff like that, you want to do your best performance whenever you can do it. So this was a one take run. So I'm sure this would be able to do it again. Any opening rotation with Shamail and Torment is going to be a relatively consistent 1 key. It just depends how high you can actually go. So let's jump into the champion builds here. Alright, so this is my Artak. I have him in regen plus retaliation. So he's about, let's go for his stats here. So retaliation is to help him get more A1s to extend his HP burn. I feel like that's probably a net benefit for him. And we do have Mishinaki applying HP burns as well. So also that will synergize with Artak. So I think if you guys have like a suitable set of retaliation, it's only a 2-piece set now. It's probably worth putting on a champion like Artak that really benefits from the A1. Also, his A1 is going to be an AoE slam, and he does bring War Master and all that stuff, so he's going to do some extra damage there. If you have him with Brimstone, then he's going to have extra chance to place his Brimstones. 234 speed, 74k HP. He has enough accuracy to land up to probably Nightmare. Not quick capped or anything fancy like that. I do have a little bit of Hydra bonus, but not too much. So I think plus 6 speed, so he's like 240 speed. More speed is obviously better. You see here, he's down to War Master. I'll move my head. He's down to War Master there. And you have extension, and he's in a bit of a dungeon mastery build. So I do have him with like Spirit Haste and all that. So here's my Uko. He's actually in a an arena build, so he's actually not in clan boss build at all. Brimstone is for clan boss. He's with War Master and Brimstone, so not fully for arena, but he's basically in a stun set for arena. He has resistance for arena as well. Lydia, mostly a dungeon Lydia in shield set with resistance and accuracy. For Hydra, this is my Bivol. This is straight Hydra Bivol. HP is a little bit low. Crit rate is actually kind of nice because it makes the shield a bit bigger. We have resistance and accuracy to withstand up to Nightmare. I do use him in Nightmare once in a while. Here's my Mishinaki. He's in Provoke gear. Provoke gear really helps because he does counterattack and all that stuff. Like I was saying, there will be some extra stats from my Great Hall bonuses for Hydra. But Mishinaki's here also to provide damage and to support my Provoker as a backup. So here's my Shamail build. Like I said, a little bit low on crit damage, so that's probably why he wasn't hitting super hard. Just a little bit faster. This guy is in Relentless. Relentless or Reflex works really well with Shamail. Make sure you guys give him some extra HP. Shamail was the champion that died most often and needed to be picked up. So yeah, so that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit long. This team comp is not going to be the best team comp, but it's just a way for me to showcase Artak against a Mishinaki, which is probably one of the higher DPS champions in Hydra. And Artak actually produced pretty good damage. He did have, like I said, a retaliation set, just a 2-piece, which gives him an extra 15% chance to counterattack, which hopefully will extend his HP burns. You guys can give it a try. I think it's probably a pretty low risk, decent upside kind of addition to his build. If you can incorporate a 2-piece retaliation set into his build. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be the video. Let me know in the comment below what you guys think. Do you guys use your Artak even that much? I don't use Artak that much in Hydra, but I still use them quite a bit in dungeons. But yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.